You've been listening to the Temple of Peace. Services here in Atlanta are held at 361 Edgewood Avenue, Northeast.
Of the great black Asiatic nation, the first and the last, the original honor of the planet Earth, the original members of the divine supreme being, who were brought here 400 years ago by an English trader, so God Almighty has taught me, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever and ever, that this slave trader, by the name of John Hawkins, brought our people from their native land and people to serve as slaves for the white man of the Western Hemisphere, who also came here for the purpose of conquering the Western Hemisphere by killing off and annihilating the original people, the native people of the land, the Indians, the Red Indians, who had been exiled in this part of the earth 16,000 years ago. So Almighty God, Allah, has taught me, and that they were here on the arrival of the white man from Europe, and with shot and powder, the white man overcome the native people of this land, the Red Indian as he is called, and taking his country away from him by force, not by the gift of God, not by original settlement appointed to him by God on the earth, but by force he taken this country from the Red Indians, who are our people. We all are of the blood and flesh, who had been disobedient to the divine law and religion of Almighty God, Allah, Islam, and were sent into exile for that disobedience. As the white men were driven out of Asia, as it is called, the Garden of Eden or the Garden of Paradise, 6,000 years because of his disobedience and breaking of the divine law and refusal to accept Almighty God, Allah, for his God, and for refusing to accept and respect the religion of Almighty God, Allah, which is Islam, the religion of peace. And this particular character also met with exile. Men, they were exiled in the country that you call Europe. There they stayed without a divine guide for 2,000 years until the birth of Moses. And since the birth of Moses, as he's called in English, the Arab uses, or rather pronunciation is Musa. This great prophet which was up in the midst of Israel 2,000 years before the birth of Jesus, taking these people back into the knowledge of Almighty God, Allah, and put them on the road to conquest of the entire people of the earth. We see them today ranging over the dark people of the earth as God and ruler of them. We see also today them losing their power to be recognized as a universal power over the nations of the earth. They are gradually losing the respect of the people of earth whom they have ruled. They have gradually been made manifest that they are not the type of people that can rule other people under the law of freedom, justice, and equality. They cannot get along with the people in peace. They are ever at war with each other. Now, the day has come that another people must rule. The white man must give up the thought of being the supreme ruler of the people of earth. He must give it up and try and make himself feel and be ready to bow into submission to another people, or else bow to the fire of hell. This time is not to approach us, but it's already here now and is in the workings. The poor so-called American Negro, who is not a Negro but is of the member of that great Asiatic black nation from the tribe of Shabbat of that nation, to whom praises due forever Almighty Allah in the presence of Master Barak, who has opened up to us this wisdom, this knowledge of the history of our people and the history of the people other than our people, the Caucasian race, how they began, who was their father, and what was his idea for making creating this race of people who were destined to take the peace from the original people of earth. They have, carried out their mission of what they were created for. And now today, the scale, the divine scale of justice is set up. We, the poor, lost and found members of our people here today, have begun to feel that we should enjoy justice. We should be free. We should be equal to other nations. This is nothing but the right thought. Let's take a look at freedom. We are begging for freedom. Freedom is essential to life. It is the only private treasure that a man have or any other life. Every life desires to be free. Freedom to do its own way of life. Freedom of slavery for another. Free to go and do for self. Free to speak what you think is best for self. Free to have a chance on the free earth that was created for our home. on earth, any place that you desire. Free to enjoy the fruit of the earth as all other nations are enjoying. This is freedom, essential to life itself. Justice is one thing that we sorely need. But we're in a world where the price is high. You cannot enjoy equal justice under the law of our enemy in America. He just will not give you equal justice because of his hatred for the black man. Let's take a look at their explanation of justice according to their dictionary. First, justice is being righteous. Are these people righteous? Second, fairness. Are they fair with you? Did they deal fair with you? Third, a being correct. Are they correct in their way of doing with you? For sound reason, rightfulness. They have no sound reason for you. Some part of this country, you just cannot reason with them. That you will agree with me 1,000%. You cannot get them to agree with you. They won't even give you time to talk with them. Fifth, justice, reward, or penalty as deserved. Sixth, the use of authority to uphold what is right, just, or lawful. This, you and I all is deprived of. That just don't come to us like that. We are out of that. We just can't expect the authorities to uphold justice of the law for us. No. We are a people that then is deprived of justice, deprived of freedom, deprived of equality. Freedom is one of the main things, the key. And justice is the house in which we seek to enter. We must have this, or else suffer the consequences of absolutely subject to slavery by the other man, or the people who actually does not believe in the truth. We have been living in such place. In that truth and justice has always stood afar off from us. Not to think of equality. There is places in this country that a so-called Negro is shot down for even asking for justice or equality. It's a word he must never say to his master or his employer in certain parts of this country. he is able, or rather, he is justified in demanding such from his masters. He must never ask for it. Some parts of the country must never figure behind his master to see whether the master made a mistake or not. Regardless to how much he's charged, he must accept it without any figuring or disputing the injustice and the robbery of his master. On this, he shot down and killed. I know these to be facts. I was brought up in such place and saw these things taking place in my eyes. Right here in what they call the glory of the countries of the earth, America. The most wickedest place and the most unjust place that a so-called Negro could ever live. We want this thing to come to an end. We want freedom, justice, and equality. We want separation from a people who does not want us to enjoy freedom, justice, and equality. We want to be free from a nation who actually does not love justice for no one but themselves. We want to be free from that nation. We want to go for ourselves. We want to do something for ourselves in the way that we like. We want brotherly love among ourselves. We don't want any more this division and dividing us one against the other by our slave masters' children. We want to unite with each other. We want what belongs to our own black nation of justice. We do want the other man's on. We want our own. And our own, according to the teaching of Almighty God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, whom the scholars all over the earth recognize the fact that this man is none other than God in person, and long looked for and waited for the Messiah, the Mahadiah of the Muslim for 2,000 years. Is on scene and is working in our midst. We have met with him. He has given to us his aims and his purpose for we, the so-called Negroes, but the lost and found members of the tribe of Shabazz. He wants us free. He wants to make us happy and a joyful people under the divine law of justice. We must not look for a temporary cure to this problem. We want a permanent cure. We cannot expect a temporary cure of our problem here in America to bring the freedom, the justice, the equality, the good for us that we hope for. White America will never give the so-called Negro America will never do that. She always will hold in her hand the actual key and lock to that power which the so-called Negroes might get that will make them equal and be able to retaliate against them what evil done to the so-called American Negroes. But this problem and the solution to this problem for us poor black people of America, whom our fathers have worked, sweated, and died for the salvation of the white man. We desire that this problem be solved in a way that we can be assured that it will never become a problem anymore. God Almighty has said to me that the only solution to our problem here is absolutely total separation. We all agree that think singly that separation of the white man and the so-called Negro is the best solution for peace. The presence of the so-called Negro in America today among his white slave masters' children is the one and the only obstacle that is in the way of divine judgment, and the only obstacle that is causing the white man Americas today to be working almost night and day trying to find a solution to his own world ills. This is the real soul that must be healed before ever that they can enjoy justice, freedom, equality among the nations of earth again. Give up the so-called American Negro white folks. Give him up. Provide him with something to go for himself, as he has spent his life long with you, helping you to provide and build a magnificent government for yourself and pour gold into caves and the holes of the earth that is now rusting. Canker's there because it is by right, by the law of justice, belongs to the labor of the poor so-called American Negroes who reap down your field, as James chapter 5 teaches you. Justice has come to them. You would be within the right of justice that deal with your poor old once servitude slave right and according to righteousness and the justice of the law of justice. Take that bar of gold or that bar of silver that is lying up in the earth, waiting for a chance to bribe a nation that you assume is your enemy. And that nation probably will not accept your gold, or probably will accept it, but yet will come against you. Give it to your slave the nations of the earth that you should fear coming against you, but fear the power of Almighty God, Allah, coming against you to destroy your whole country. This is the thing you should fear. We don't want no temporary cure or solution to this problem. Integration is only a temporary cure. What right we have to go and lay around the shops and around the doorstep of the White House and around the House of Congress, representatives of the government begging for a job in the factories or to force the owners of the industries of the country to give us a job? Why should we beg for something like that? We are 20 million people or more. Why should not we unite together and agree on one sound solution to this problem that even God will back us up in? That is total separation. And let us go into some part of this earth, build for ourselves a nation, set up our own laws, do as other nations have done, do as other nations is done today and other parts of the earth. But here you and I sit in a great nation that now have been born into a nation. And one of us must get out, or else we both are going to be destroyed. And why should we be destroyed with those who are justified in this receiving destruction for the evils they have done to us? Why should we remain here? Why shouldn't we go for self? Since the slave master has said he has freed us, why should we go for ourselves instead of still begging the slave master to give us a job? What good is our degrees that we've taken in colleges and universities of the land of the white man? What good are they doing us if we are not going to use that education to educate our own people in the knowledge and the way of doing for themselves that they need and their people? Let us do that. You say, I'm asking for something that will never happen. I'm going to get some of this earth from our followers by the help of Allah. I'm going to do so by the help of Allah, I repeat. And you shall see who disbelieveth. It doesn't matter whether it's in America or in Asia or Africa. By the help of my Almighty God Allah, I'm going to find a home on this earth for my followers to live in peace from under the flash of the merciless hand of the white man and from out of his free trigger fingers to shoot us down at will. I say, my brothers and sisters of the black man of America, let us unite and accept Allah and accept the religion of peace, freedom, justice, and equality of Islam. Give back the white man that belongs to him. As the old saying goes, give Caesar that which is of Caesar. Let us do that and pick up our own. Do something for self. Stop begging the white man, irritating his mind for what he has. Let us go for ourselves. Beg for a chance to go for self and not a chance to continue to be a free slave among the children of our father's slave masters.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Temple of Peace. Remember, services here in Atlanta are held at 361 Edgewood Avenue Northeast, where you'll find Muhammad's Mosque number 15.